Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are reviving the little podcast segments that we do for the Star Wars shows that come out. In the past, we did The Mandalorian, and now we are focusing on The Bad Batch. That is the new Star Wars show on Disney Plus that debuted on May 4. I believe that there will be one every Friday from here on out until the series is over. So in the past, what we did is we would talk about the entire episode. We want to change up the format a little bit, just try it out with this series. And what that is we're going to kind of summarize the episode in about 60 seconds or less, and then talk about our favorite parts. And then based on what we say, you can decide whether you want to go out and enjoy it and check it out. All right. So to kind of summarize what's going on in this first chunk,
With spoilers, right?
with spoilers, yes. This first episode, I don't think they're all going to be this long, but the first one was 70 minutes. We got a lot of content in this first episode, but we're going to try to summarize it here for you. So we kind of start off, we're in episode 3. It does show a couple of animated scenes from episode 3 in the beginning. We begin with Order 66, and we kind of see that the Bad Batch is kind of mixed in with that stuff going on. There's the Bad Batch, and there's also the clones that we saw turn against Jedi in Revenge of the Sith. And they're kind of stuck in between, do we follow orders or do we not? The Bad Batch is defective, so they don't necessarily automatically follow orders. So we end up seeing that one Padawan is let go, and it causes an internal struggle for the rest of the group throughout the episode. We then go back to Kamino, so they kind of see how those things changed. We get a little bit of a taste of seeing Tarkin now that he's part of the Empire and not the Galactic Republic. And then it kind of trickles into Tarkin trying to test out this Bad Batch and seeing how well they do compared to other clones. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a little bit when we talk about our favorite parts, because it has to do with my favorite part. So we'll dive in deeper to that in a second. But basically, they're given orders to go take care of a separatist group on another planet. They arrive there and find out it's actually rebels, and they're really starting to question whether they should follow this leader Tarkin in the Galactic Empire. And then we wrap it up with they're taken prisoner. There is one person in the group, I believe his name is Crosshair. He's the sniper. He really, really wants to follow the Galactic Empire. He wants to follow orders. And so Tarkin takes him aside, kind of under his wing, and turns him against his own group. And then the last thing that was big in this episode was that there's another person that's a part of the Bad Batch group. It's a child named Omega, and I believe it's a girl.
I think so.
So yeah, we got that to look forward to as well. It seemed that she kind of had an act for shooting right away. We'll see how things go. We didn't get much more than that, but that is our attempt to shrink down 70 minutes to a very, very short amount of time.
Well done, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So we're going to get into the part where we talk about our favorite parts of the episode. And so, Sarah, what is your favorite part? For those of you that don't know and didn't watch the episodes in the past, this is my wife, Sarah, and she will be joining us for a lot of these episode reviews. So
Happy to be here.
and we're glad to have you. What was your favorite part?
I'd say for this episode, my favorite part was basically the very end. So when the group is the group leader, I think his name's Hunter, is kind of realizing that Crosshair is going against them, and it's not just that he can convince him to be a good guy anymore. It's just it's done. It's over with. And they kind of have that final epic battle scene that we had been leading up to. The tensions rose just too high, and it was too much. And they went at it. And so I was glad to see that he finally gave up on that guy, because he was really starting to get on my nerves.
Yeah, I like that dynamic too. And the final battle is pretty good. I was really starting to wonder whether Crosshair was going to kill his own group members too. Didn't know how far he had fallen down that path at that point or not. My favorite part was, um, honestly, was a piece of dialogue. It was when Tarkin was talking to the Prime Minister of Kamino, and they're kind of talking about the contract that the Republic had with um, the Prime Minister as far as making these clones. And Tarkin is basically trying to find a way to make things cheaper. He's trying to not pay so much for these troopers, and he believes that by doing that, he can still have a good enough army. And why is that so cool? Why is that so significant? I think that's our first little trickle into finding out why stormtroopers are terrible at their job. It's because Tarkin's looking to cut corners, so his army cuts corners. In this episode, the clone troopers that just shifted over to being, maybe I don't know if they called them stormtroopers yet, but they're pretty accurate with their aim. They're the clones that were engineered to kill people and do good in the war. So I think this is the first steps to having stupid stormtroopers, so to speak. Um, yeah, so I like that little piece of dialogue that um, is going to potentially make the connection between how did we have such skilled troopers in the beginning and now we have terrible shooters in the end.
It's a good connection. Good job.
Thank you. That's my favorite part. So yeah, that was the episode in a nutshell in the beginning, and then we discussed our favorite parts. We're gonna try to see, if this is a good way to do it. We're gonna try it out with this series and give it a go. So now that you have a brief overview, you have our opinions on two cool connections and parts in the show. Make sure to go out and check it out yourself. It is only on Disney Plus, so you will need a subscription for that, but it is totally worth it. Check it out. If you haven't already, please turn on notifications. That way you are alerted when the next one of these drops. We will be having different special guests here and there popping on, so you'll have different opinions throughout the season. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Drop us a like if you like this video, and drop us a comment letting us know your favorite parts from this episode. And then, as always, everybody, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.